Attention passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on the Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, buckle up because what happened last Sunday night at a T-Stadium was nothing short of a roller coaster. A game that fans and analysts alike will be talking about for a long, long time. If you're a Cowboys supporter, you already know that this was supposed to be a victory and opportunity to push further in the season, to show the league, and especially themselves, that this team is ready for prime time. But what we saw instead was a game full of twists, controversial calls, and moments that left everyone scratching their heads. And trust me, this game wasn't just a test of skill, but also of patience and resilience. Let's start by setting the scene. The Cowboys went into this game with a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence, and a roster that has been shaping up nicely. Dak Prescott, as usual, was on fire, making plays with his arm and his legs. His connection with George Pickens especially was something to behold. Prescott scored multiple touchdowns, kept the offense moving, and kept the Packers' defense on their heels. The defense, on the other hand, was a mixed bag. They made crucial stops early, but as the game progressed, lapses and penalties crept in, giving Green Bay opportunities that they capitalized on. It was a game that showcased the highs and lows of NFL football, so many moments where it seemed like Dallas had the game in the bag, only for it to slip away at the last second. Now, one of the biggest talking points from this game was the decision-making in overtime. Many fans and analysts have been debating whether Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, made the right call in that critical moment. With the game tied and the ball in overtime, instead of going for the jugular and trying to punch it in for a touchdown, the Cowboys opted to kick a field goal. Some critics say that was a conservative move, a cautious approach that might have cost them the win. But if you look at the context, it's understandable. The Cowboys' offense was facing some adversity. The defense wasn't stopping Green Bay consistently, and in such a tight game, taking points seemed like the smarter choice. Plus, let us not forget the Packers were on the ropes defensively. It was a calculated risk, and honestly, with the way the game was unfolding, it's easy to second-guess now. But let us be honest, that decision kept Dallas in the game, kept the pressure on Green Bay, and set the stage for a dramatic finish. And speaking of that finish, here's where things got really interesting. The game was almost won by the Cowboys until a series of controversial moments and missed calls that left everyone talking. For example, late in the game, with about 40 seconds on the clock, Dak Prescott threw a beautiful pass to George Pickens, who made a spectacular catch in the end zone to give Dallas the lead. It was a perfect moment, a showcase of Prescott's arm talent and Pickens' incredible hands. But then, just as fans were celebrating, chaos ensued. The clock operator, who is supposed to be an impartial part of the game, kept 1 second on the clock instead of running it out, giving Green Bay a chance for a last-ditch effort. That's right, 1 second. It's small, but in a game of inches and split seconds, it's everything. Now, here's the kicker. Many fans, including NFL insiders like J. Watt, pointed out that Green Bay's final pass attempt was marred by a blatant illegal formation. The referee crew, led by Ron Torbert, missed this critical call. If that illegal formation had been flagged, it would have resulted in a 10-second runoff, ending the game right there. But instead, the game continued, and Matt LaFleur, the Packers' head coach, was visibly frustrated, almost on the brink of losing it. It's almost ironic because LaFleur, who has been praised for his offensive mind, was in a situation where his team got a gift from the officials, and yet the game still slipped away from them. And let us talk about the officiating crew for a moment. It has been a recurring theme this season, games where the referees' calls, or lack thereof, become a story in themselves. This game was no different. The officials threw 18 penalties for a total of 148 yards, with the Cowboys being called 11 times for 95 yards. These numbers are staggering, especially considering that some of those calls, like the illegal formation on Nate Thomas, were questionable at best. That particular penalty wiped out what could have been a crucial third-down conversion, changing the entire momentum of that drive. And while NFL rules often emphasize letting the players decide the game, there's a fine line between letting them play and missing blatant infractions that could decide the outcome. The illegal formation call on Thomas was a perfect example. It looked like a wonky formation, and the call seemed harsh, especially given the context. But what's more frustrating is that the Packers had their own questionable formation on the final play, yet no flag was thrown. It's a classic case of inconsistency, and fans hate seeing the game decided by officials, especially when they feel like the calls are one-sided or missed entirely. In the heat of the moment, these missed calls can swing the game, and for the Cowboys, it's a bitter pill to swallow because they played well enough to win, but the final score was a tie. Now, let us not forget the other side of the coin. The Green Bay Packers played a gritty game. Jordan Love had moments of brilliance, showing flashes of the quarterback many teams have been watching closely. His arm strength, mobility, and decision-making in some instances were impressive. Yet he also made some costly mistakes, especially in critical moments when he forced passes or missed open receivers. Love's growth has been a story of its own this season. Many NFL experts predicted a big leap from him, and while he has shown promise, consistency remains a concern. Still, he is a young quarterback, and games like this, filled with controversy and late-game drama, are vital for his development. The Packers' defense, too, deserves credit. They kept the game close, made key stops, and forced turnovers at crucial moments. The game's final moments especially showed how resilient that unit can be. But the Cowboys' offense had opportunities to put the game away, and that's what makes this tie so frustrating. Dallas had multiple chances to seal the deal, and all they needed was to execute a few more plays, avoid penalties, and maybe get some help from the officials. Instead, they found themselves on the losing side of a game that could have been a win. As we analyze the entire picture, it is clear that this game was a microcosm of the NFL itself, full of unpredictability, controversial calls, and moments that test your faith in the officials and the game. For Cowboys fans, it is a reminder that even when your team plays well, things can slip away due to circumstances outside of your control. But it is also a testament to the resilience of this team. Dak Prescott's leadership, the emergence of young playmakers, and the solid foundation built by the coaching staff show that Dallas remains a serious contender. They're not perfect, but they're always in the fight. Looking ahead, the Cowboys will need to regroup quickly. The season is long and every game counts. They have the talent, the coaching, and the drive to bounce back from a game that felt like a missed opportunity. The NFC East remains fiercely competitive, with teams like the Eagles, Giants, and Commanders all battling for supremacy. But Dallas's focus should be on tightening up their mistakes, minimizing penalties, and most importantly, maintaining their mental toughness through the inevitable ups and downs of this grueling season. In terms of individual performances, players like Micah Parsons continue to dominate on defense, showing why he is considered one of the best pass rushers in the league. Prescott's leadership is unmistakable, especially in clutch moments, and players like C.D. Lamb and Tony Pollard are proving to be some of the most dynamic offensive weapons in the league. The coaching staff, led by Mike McCarthy, has been working tirelessly to refine the game plan, and it is clear they're always looking for ways to adapt and improve. But the big takeaway from this game isn't just about the missed calls or the controversial decisions. It is about resilience, about how this Cowboys team will respond to adversity. They've shown that they can compete with anyone, but they need to clean up some of the smaller details: penalties, clock management, and execution on critical drives. The NFC East is a gauntlet, but Dallas has the talent and the heart to rise above these setbacks. Fans should stay optimistic. This team is still very much in the hunt, and games like this, tough as they are, only make them stronger in the long run. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What is your take on this wild game? Do you think the officiating cost Dallas the win, or was it just a matter of execution and focus? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and the latest Dallas Cowboys news, so stay tuned. This season is far from over, and we're in this together. Keep the faith, keep supporting, and let us keep pushing forward. The Cowboys are still fighting, and they need us more than ever. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.